Hey, it's Chris Chico, and today I have a very special video for you because I want to share with you something to think about with respect to your real estate business that I think will be maybe a way that you haven't thought about why you have not been successful up to this point. However, I'm going to do that over coffee because a good friend of mine, Rob Swanson, actually gave me coffee. I thought I was a coffee maniac, but my good friend Rob Swanson is a coffee ninja because ninjas roast their own beans. So he actually sent me an organic Sumatran. Now look, I don't want to be complain because look, Rob, out of your special batch, you gave me your coffee. However, the bag is small. Like, I'll go through this in a day and a half. Maybe, just maybe. I know there's an upsell coming, okay? But let me show you. If I take this coffee, and I did this the other day, and I smelled it. Ah, it smells so good. It really smells so good. So I'm actually going to do this right here on the spot, and I'm going to brew it right now. And I've got my gear in place. Let me show you. So it starts off with our burr grinder. We're going to be using a burr grinder to go ahead and take these beans and grind them here. So we're going to just add a little bit of beans here, right there, okay? And we are going to, I put this on the number 2 setting, so it's a more of a coarser setting. And we're going to go ahead and, now let's take a look at this. Wow, look at that. It looks amazing. Hold on, let's smell it. Oh, it smells so good. Oh my God. Whoa. And let me show you how I'm going to brew this cup of coffee. I'm going to be using the pour over method here. Now, I went ahead and I heated my water here, and I have my water heated, of course. We have to be very precise here. We have this heated to 195 degrees, although Rob said 205. So I'm going to put that back in there. Okay, now we are here at approximately 203. So now for me, I measure my coffee when I do pour over, and I do 3/4 of a cup of water. However, what I'm going to do is I have a little bit of extra water, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet here the filter, and what that's going to do is going to eliminate any sort of paper residue flavor that might be there. We don't want to, we want the purest coffee brew that we can. It also does a nice job of preheating our actual cup here. So we're gonna now discard this water here, and we're gonna put this over here. And then now I want to make sure that I don't have any more water than I need to. So I am going to get rid of the excess water here. Now, next we are going to pour our coffee. Now, let me make sure that the water temperature is in fact where it should be here. It has lightly gone down. So while I pour my coffee, I am going to heat the water again. Yes, it's complicated. All right, so now I'm going to pour my coffee. And I have here my spoon. Now, I like it that's my microwave. I like it. And yes, I've had coffee already today. Can't you tell? So I like the coffee strong, so I'm gonna put 4 of these here, right? 1, there you go. 2, 3, and 4. Oh, it smells so good. Oh. Then what we're gonna do is we're going to shake this. Make sure it's nice and even, right? Now I'll have my water. Now my water, again, measure the water at the ideal temperature. Okay, it's good. It's good. Right up at 20. It's 20. Oh. Yeah, I think it's 207. Okay, no, we reached the magical temperature. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour it over, but we're going to pour it and allow 30 seconds to then allow the flavors to come out of the beans before we do the full pour. Okay, so let me show you. Just pour a little bit of water. Oh, you can tell it's good. The bubbles, you can tell the bubble, the coffee is just bubbling up. It's just freshly roasted. Oh, magnificent. Now I'm gonna take the water and I'm just gonna pour it here in a very methodical, very slow Making sure that I grab all the beans there. Very gentle. Look at that. Look at the bubbliness and everything else like that. Look at that. That's that. Don't you want some coffee? Come on. Look at that. As you can see, look at that. Wow. Now I ain't gonna drink it with cream. However, a pure taste has to be done black. It is here, Rob. This is the moment of truth. Ah, look at this. Look at this. Just to check here, what the temperature is. Here right now it is. It's about 140. So I think this is the perfect tasting temperature. This is at 140 degrees. Oh, that's delicious. Look at that. Wow. That's good. That is good coffee. Wow. Cecil, I know you're looking at this video. I'm thinking of you, but I can't give up any of this coffee here. Rob, I'm coming over. I'm booking a flight tomorrow. That's delicious. That is really, really good coffee. I give this a thumbs up. And I think that we should have, Rob, a seminar that is a coffee and real estate seminar. So we serve all the coffee because it's great. Just imagine everybody at the seminar just being like me, like, whoa, right? All kidding aside, I do like my cream in the coffee, but this coffee here is good enough to taste just like this. Okay, Chico, look. Didn't you have some sort of lesson that you were going to tell us about? Yes, I do. I do have a lesson for you today. Let's say that we were gonna go ahead and cook a meal. So I brought I had, just basic ingredients. I had the steak, I had the seasoning, and I have a variety of different ingredients. And let's say that I went and I cooked that steak. And I did my best to cook that steak. I brought it out, took it out of the oven, and you tasted that, and you said, it's pretty good, Chico. It's good. Good, solid steak, okay? Now, let's say that we took those same ingredients, and now, instead of me cooking that, I brought a 5-star Michelin chef. He took the same exact ingredients. He took those ingredients, put them together, and he put them into the oven, and out came this steak. You took and you tasted that steak, and you said, oh, it was so good. And you're like, wow, that was the most amazing steak that I have ever tried. What's the difference now? The ingredients are the same. The ingredients are the same, but yet the result from putting those together, those ingredients, is significantly different. And so what I find that many times is that people believe that they have the ingredients for success in terms of the real estate business. Cris, I got this postcard, I got this list, and I got the CRM, and I got these things, and I can't seem to make it work. It must be the list. It must be a crappy list, or it must be this or that. What you don't realize is that having those pieces by themselves does not mean that you're going to be successful. You think you have all the ingredients, but you don't have the right recipe. You have to be mindful of that there's a recipe that exists that you need to experiment in order to figure out that recipe, right? Which means that you're not banking your success on one list or on one postcard, that you are methodically going about and saying, look, I'm going to experiment and I'm going to test these 4 or 5 different things, and to figure out which one is that magical formula of these marketing pieces and the list that are all going to come together to create success in my real estate business. There's also the nuances, because the steak requires salt. There's a fine line between putting too much salt, putting too little. And so then how do you figure out those nuances? The way to really figure out those nuances, you got to get some help. And that really is for the lesson today, is that many times we're looking for that one thing. And if that one thing doesn't work, then all goes to hell. And the fact is that it's never one thing. It's always a combination of things. And it's always a combination of those things in a particular way that creates success. And your job is to figure out what that recipe is going to be that is going to create success for you. And many times you can do that on your own. My advice is to figure out a way to not do that on your own, that you have somebody else that's been there, done that before, that can help and guide you along that path. And that's my lesson for today. However, we will do one more taste of coffee. Okay, I'm gonna I want to test to see what the temperature reading is here. So we're 20 degrees off. We tasted, the first taste test was at 140. Now we're at 120. And so this is my last taste before I add my creamer. I gotta say, I like it, but I think I like it at 120. I think I like it at 120. Okay guys, so now you know how to make the process of having a morning cup of coffee so utterly complicated and so crazy and lunatic that you may not never drink any coffee again. But if you're up to the task and if you're willing to do whatever it takes, then I would say that you need to up your coffee game and maybe at the same time up your real estate game. How about that? Talk to you soon.